Hello friends, today's video for discussion or awareness of EFIR and zero FIR. So today I'll give you the brief idea about the standard operating procedure of regarding the zero FIR and EFIR. So in this, first I'll tell you about introduction and then various other aspects of this EFIR and zero FIR. Friends, so before the starting of this video, kindly my request to you that subscribe this one, and if you like this complete video after watching this, then please like this. So let's start without any delay this video. First is the introduction. The three new criminal laws have been notified by the Government of India on 25th of December 2023 and are proposed to be enforced from 1st July 2024. Indian Penal Code 8018 1816 1 IPC has been replaced by the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023 BNS. Criminal Procedure Code 1973, that means the CRPC, has been replaced by the Bharatiya Nagrik Surakha Sanhita 2023 BNSS in short. And the third one is the Indian Evidence Act 1872, that means the IE Act has been replaced by the Bharatiya Sakshi Adhiniyam 2023, that means in short the BSA. It has been observed that there is a need of set of the standard procedure or standard operating procedure regarding the zero FIR and EFIR under the provision of BNSS 2023 to facilitate the investigating officers, investigation agency to conduct the investigation as per due to the procedure provided by the BNSS. So what are the scope in this regard? This SOP, that means the standard operative procedure, applies to all police officials involved in the registration and management of FIR, including stations, house officer, that means the SHO, investigating officer, that means IO, and administrative staff, that means the AS. Now, what are the objectives regarding this and behind this all this operating procedure? Number one, to streamline the procedure or the process of FIR registration and make it accessible to all citizens. Number two, to ensure timely and efficient handling of complaints. Number three, to maintain a transparent, accountable system for FIR management. Now, I said about all these objects. Now, zero FIR registration, if you are doing or if you are going to any police station, how you can do this? In the Bharatiya Nagrik Surakha Sanhita, that in the BNSS 2023 has replaced CRPC 1973, and provision of registration of cognizant provided under the section 173 of BNS instead of the section 154 of the CRPC. The SOB outlines the following procedure steps which may be followed for submission and processing of zero FIR. Now, number one, lodging a zero FIR under Bharatiya Nagrik Surakha Sanhita. You must take this step one. A complaint must be done by the complainant by approaching the police station irrespective of territorial jurisdiction 173 subsection 1 BNSS to complain. Number two, second step. The second step must be taken on the receipt on the any information regarding the commission of a cognizable offence which has been committed outside the territorial jurisdiction of that police station. SHO or the officer on duty record at that time. The detail of the complaint in this zero FIR register irrespective of that jurisdiction shall register. As the case of the zero FIR or the zero means the FIR under relevant sections of law as per the provision of the 173 section 173 subsection 1 of the BNS Bharatiya Nagrik Surakha Sanhita. Number one, in this regard, every information relating to the commission of the cognizable offence irrespective of area where the offence is committed may be given orally or by electronic communication or in electronic media, and if given to the officer in charge of the police station by number one orally, it shall be reduced to writing by him or under the direction or under direction of the SHO or the officer in charge on duty. He can give the direction to write or completely handwritten by the officers. Must be give a copy to the informant. All the information must be included in this information. Now, whether given in the writing or reduced to the writing as aforesaid, shall be signed by the person given it. It must be signed by the informant. Number one. Number two, SHO. Number three, those person or that person who is writing that particular information as a FIR. Second is, by electronic communication, it shall be taken on record. As per the provision of section 173, subsection 1 of the BNSS, every information relating to the commission of a cognizable offence, irrespective of area where the offence is committed, may be given orally or by the electronic communication or by the electronic media. And if given to a officer in charge of police station, then number 1 shall be reduced to writing by him or under his direction and be read over to the informant, and every such information, whether given in writing or reduced to writing, as I said already, and shall be signed by the person given it. Second is, by electronic communication, it shall be taken on record by him on being signed within the 3 days by the person giving it. And second is, by electronic communication, it shall be taken on record by him on being signed within 3 days by the person giving it, and the substance thereof shall be entered in a book to be kept by such officer in charge in the form of as state government may prescribe in this behalf. So now, information given by the woman against whom an offence under section 64 to 71, section 74 to 79, or section 124 of Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 23 is alleged to have been committed or attempted, the same shall be recorded by the woman police officer, or provided further that in the event that person against whom an offence under section 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 124 of BNS is alleged to have been committed or attempted, is temporarily or permanently mentally or physically disabled, then such information shall be recorded by the police officer at the residence of the person seeking to report such offence, or at the convenient place of such person's choice, in the presence of interpreter, as the case. Second is, the recording of such information shall be videographed. This is mandatory right now. In previous law, this was not mandatory, but today's at present in this new law, the recording of the information shall be videographed. Number C or third. In this, police officer shall get the statement of a person recorded by the judicial magistrate under clause A of subsection 6 of the section 183 as soon as possible. Now come to the preliminary inquiry. In this section, section 173 and subsection 3 of Bharatiya Nagrik Surakshha Sanhita, without prejudice to the provision contained in the section 175, or on receipt of the information relating to the commission of any cognizable offence which is made punishable for 3 years or more, but less than 7 years, the officer in charge of the police station may, with prior permission from an officer not below rank of the deputy superintendent of police, considering the nature and gravity of the offence, proceed to conduct preliminary inquiry, prima facie case. This is a matter within the 14 days must be closed. The proceeding must get out right now with the investigation when there existence of the prima facie. Number 3, third case is registration and copy to the complainant must. After fulfilling all the requirement under section 173 of the BNSS, the officer must give the FIR, 0 FIR copy to the informant or the complainant with the prefix 0 FIR. Now come to the, after all these, registration of the 0 FIR, if necessary, primary investigation may be done by the investigating officer or investigating officer IO of the same police station, example, the medical examination of the rape victim. Now come to the transfer. This is fourth step of the this procedure. Officer forwards the 0 FIR to the police station having the jurisdiction over the place of incident. Then step 5, the concerned police station receives the 0 FIR and re-register it as a regular FIR in their record. Now come to step 6. SHO assign the FIR to investigating officer for further action. So in short, we'll investigate in 7th step. Investigating officer proceed with the investigation as per the standard procedure under BNSS. Step 8. Regular update on the investigation are provided to the complainant. This is mandatory right now. In CRPC, in previous law, not the mandatory, but right now the mandatory provision. Now, e-FIR registration, how can do it? Bharatiya Nagrik Surakshha Sanhita 2023 has replaced the CRPC 1973, has, among other changes, introduced the provision of 0 FIR and e-FIR. The provision of the registration of the cognizable offence have now been provided under section 173 of the BNSS instead of 154 of the CRPC. So, in case of these BNSS, the standard operating procedure outline I am giving you. Following procedure steps. Number 1, for the e-FIR. I have already discussed about the 0 FIR. Right now I am giving you the steps about the e-FIR. So first, how can you initiate? Number 1 step is the complainant logs into the official police e-FIR portal or police website, or may send the complaint information or the information to the concerned police station through the any electronic media or electronic medium like email, WhatsApp, whatever. As per the section 173, subsection 1 of the Bharatiya Nagrik Surakshha Sanhita, every information relating to the commission of the cognizable offence, irrespective of the area where the offence is committed, may be given orally or by the electronic communication. Now come to the second step. Complainant fill in required detail or submit the following information in the complaint, including the personal information details of the incident, and any supporting documents or any evidence the message or received electronic may be downloaded relating to commission of the cognizable offence may be entered into the e-complaint or e-FIR register or as prescribed by head of the department. Now come to another step in this verification and the preliminary inquiry. In this step 3, e-FIR submitted and now forwarded to the investigating officer for initial verification. As per the section 173, subsection 3 of the Bharatiya Nagarika Surakshha Sanhita, without prejudice to the provision contained in 175, section 175, on receipt of the information relating to commission of any cognizable offence which is made punishable for 3 years or more but less than the 7 years, the officer in charge of the police station may, with the prior permission from a officer not below the rank of the DSP, considering the nature and gravity of the offence, proceed to conduct a preliminary inquiry to ascertain whether there exists a prima facie the matter within the period of the 14 days and proceed to investigation where exists a prima facie case. Now come to the step 4 is registration within the 3 days. If the information is sent through the electronic medium or electronic communication like email, WhatsApp, whatever, the same shall be taken on record by the police official being signed within 3 days by person giving it, which means after signing the same FIR will be registered. As per the section 173 of BNSS, every information relating to commission of cognizable offence irrespective of the area where the offence is committed may be given orally or electronic communication, and if given to an officer in charge of police station, it orally shall be reduced to writing by him or under his directions, read over the information, and every such information, whether given in writing or reduced to writing as aforesaid, shall be signed by the person giving it. Second is that by electronic communication it shall be taken on the record by him on being signed within 3 days by the person. This is a mandatory period of the 3 days. You must remember this one. And substance thereof shall be entered into the book to be kept by such officer in such form as the state government may be prescribed in this behalf. In this, various provision of the regarding women's already discussing in the zero FIR will be same. Friends, now come to the conclusion. The incorporation of the zero FIR and e-FIR in India's new criminal law signifies a transformative step towards the modernization or modernizing the country's justice system. The zero FIR allows the victim to file FIR at any police station, irrespective of the jurisdiction, ensuring swift and barrier-free access to legal recourse. This change is particularly beneficial for the victim in urgent or threatening situation, facilitating immediate police action and aiding in the timely preservation of evidence. Effectively, overall, the adoption of a zero FIR and e-FIR in new criminal laws underscore a significant advancement towards the more accessible, transparent and equitable justice system in India. So friends, how and if you like this information, kindly subscribe my this channel and comment if you have any query regarding any legal issues in India, Delhi, HP, UP, West, Uttarakhand, Chandigarh, etc. Thank you very much for watching my this video completely.